Everyone, welcome back to Python for Everyone. Today we are diving into four super useful and powerful string methods: strip, lstrip, rstrip, and replace. These methods help clean up strings, remove unwanted characters, and modify text efficiently. We've covered many string methods previously in our part 1 and part 2. If you haven't seen them yet, check out the links in the description. For now, let's get started. First of all, we're going to start with strip method. This method removes any leading and trailing white space or specific characters if provided. For example, here's my variable string. Let's say I have some extra spaces in front of whatever string that I'm working on. Hello people, but I have extra space over here. So how will I go about removing that? Print a dot strip. Okay. Let's say I have an exclamation mark and some more extra spaces. Before we go ahead and use it, let's try to print a. See, we have extra space over here. We have extra space after the string. This is called a white space. And if I want to go ahead and remove it, all I have to do is use the method strip, as the word explains it. Strip, that's about it. And, there we go. Hello people, there is no space here, there's no space before hello. So strip method has successfully removed the extra white space which was in front of the string and after. Let's say I have a string, okay, which has characters, for example, hashtag, okay, and hello people, ending with again hashtag. How will I go about doing it? How will I go about removing those? Quickly, I will use the same method again, a dot strip, but over here we will use a parameter inside the strip method in quotes because we're working on a string. And what do we want to get rid of? Hashtags. There we go. See, it removed the hashtag in front of the string and after, but you can see it didn't remove the full stop because that's not what we mentioned. We only wanted to get rid of hashtags, and so it did. Now, let's move on to our next method that we will be working on, which is lstrip. Essentially, left strip. We have a variable, all right? Again, I often use A, B, or such letters from the alphabet as my variables. A is equal to a string, extra space, hello world, exclamation mark, okay? Now I just want to get rid of this white space. So I will use print a dot l strip because it's on the left hand side of the string, and we'll leave the brackets empty. If you leave the brackets empty when you're using strip or lstrip, it would automatically assume that you're trying to get rid of white space. Print, and you can see it has disappeared. If I go out and try to print a over here, you will be able to see the difference. Say a variable with white space over here, when we print a, this is how it prints with white space. But when you use lstrip, It got rid of it, and we are left with the string that we want. Okay. How about you have a variable, a string, but on the left hand side you have extra characters, for example, at. Okay, it doesn't matter how many. And then again, man, I really make a lot of typos, huh? Hello, world, ending with an exclamation mark. But you know, I'm working on a data set and I don't want these special characters here. So again, let's try printing A without having used lstrip method. Then we will print a dot lstrip in brackets. We will enter the parameters in quotes, the character that we want to get rid of, which is @ sign. Okay, let's see how it goes. There we go. Okay, in the first one, when we had A printed as it was, as how we assigned to the A variable, it printed exactly like that, but then we ended up using lstrip method, and on the left side, it removed the character that we specified over here in brackets, in quotes, and it worked wonderfully. Next method, we will use rstrip. Basically the same thing, but for right hand side. Okay. Another one, same example. We've named a variable. It's a string, and we have hello, comma, world, exclamation mark, okay, and a bunch of space. All right, let's try printing our variable A as we have assigned it with the white space. Okay, and then let's try printing it by using the rstrip method over here. Rstrip brackets, and there you go. Over here, first function that we used here, the inbuilt function, is print A, basically printing the variable as we assigned the values that we assigned to it, including that white space. So if I highlight it, you'll be able to see that it goes further off after the exclamation mark. But once I have stripped it on the right side using the method, it will not go beyond the exclamation mark. Okay, see, once again, look at this and look at this. Okay, I hope you have been following me so far. And what if we have a special character at the end of the string that we want to get rid of? Okay, so let's keep this the same variable. However, let's get rid of the white space. Instead, we have the exclamation mark, but let's say that I added some other special character, a $sign. Okay, let's try printing A as we have assigned, the values of A that we have assigned, and then let's try using the same rstrip method over here. The variable, the name of the variable that you have assigned, dot, the method that you're using, and brackets. Some methods will take parameters inside the brackets, some don't. Over here, they do. Okay, rstrip brackets, and what do we want to get rid of? We want to get rid of the $sign. Let's print, save. Initially, when we printed, it was printing as it was, and then when we stripped it off the $sign, it is printing hello, comma, world, exclamation mark. It has left the exclamation mark because that is not what we chose to remove. We only chose $sign to be removed, and hence it did. Now let's say that you have a string available which has some special characters on the left side and another special character on the right side. Okay, for example, I have this variable and I will assign a string to it, $. Okay, Python is fun, exclamation mark, or let's just keep it simple, followed by @ sign. Now I want to remove the $sign and the @ sign without having to type the code several times. Like instead of using first lstrip code and then in the next line rstrip code, I just want to get rid of both those characters from the left and the right in the same code, in the same line. How will I go about doing it? I will use, first of all, b, our variable. Okay, followed by, we start from left to right, b dot l strip brackets. What do we want to get rid of from the left side? In quotes, the $sign. Okay, and then we put a dot again, use r strip brackets. What do we want to get rid of on the right side? @ sign. Okay, let's see. Python is fun. We got rid of the $sign. We got rid of the @ sign. I hope you have been following me. If you have questions, leave a comment and I will try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Now, let's work on a different method, which is usually known as replace. Now, replace method replaces occurrences of a specified substring with another substring. Okay, for example, I have this variable, I have this string where I say I love Java. Okay, let's add a special character just to zing things up. But instead of Java, I want the string to say I love Python. Okay, so how will I do that? I will use this method. A, as usual, the variable goes first, the method that we want to use, the brackets. Now, in replace, two parameters will go in. Okay, the first one will be what I want to change. I want to change Java. Okay, then we will separate the second parameter with a comma. And what do I want Java to be changed with? I want it to be changed with Python. So instead of Java, I want it to print Python. So this is how we go about doing it. I love Python. There it goes. Let's see if it works with other things. See, in strings, it doesn't matter if you put in numbers, special characters, spaces, commas, etc., etc. Anything that's between the first opening quotes and the ending quotes, everything between is counted, it's considered. So let's say I have a variable, I love Python. Okay, but for some reason, in the future when you're working on a data set, you will be doing things like this. For example, I have these spaces over here. Okay, and maybe for some reason I don't want those spaces. So again, I will use the replace method, a dot replace. What do I want to replace? I want to replace the space. Okay, what do I want to replace it with? Nothing. I'll just put quotes over here. See, there's a space between these quotes. That's what I want to replace. I want to replace that these spaces. Okay, and I want to replace it with nothing. So that's why the quotes are there, but between them there's nothing present. I've not typed anything in between them. Print. You see the difference? Both the spaces have been replaced by nothing. Well, that's it for today. We've covered strip, lstrip, rstrip, and replace methods, along with multiple examples to help you understand how they work. If you found this useful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which method you use the most. See you in the next one.